So, for those who don't know, I've been playing with the loans lately, right? I've been heavy on the investments. Shout out to the brand. But in addition to investing, I've been taking out a loan or two here and there, right? I've been doing the credit card things for quite some time. So, thus, I'm seasoned when it comes to dealing with credit cards. But I do realize how, for me at least, the credit cards, I usually think about it as if it's my own money, right? And that's not the case. So thus I said I want to pull back a little bit from the credit cards so that I could thus free up some cash flow and invest as well as knock off some liabilities. So with that being said, I started getting loans. As of the current moment, me personally, I have two different loans, right? I have a best egg loan and an upstart loan, right? The best egg loan is about 15,000, right? Probably owe about 14, 13 on that right now. Whereas the upstart loan for me is about 10, 11,000, right? So thus I made about two, three payments on both loans. So then I said, let me take things up another notch, right? And I said, wifey. She said, yes, daddy. I said, baby girl, listen, I want for you to go and apply for a loan, 15,000, right? Go to MCU and apply for a $15,000 loan. Now, my wife had just paid off a loan. It was like about 4,000, right? Her first loan ever from a personal credit perspective. She paid that loan off, waited about a month or so. We paid the loan off early because, let me say this. I'm gonna give you a lot of game on this. What my wife and I tend to do, my bag is her bag and vice versa. So now we have two of everything, right? And fellas, this is why you need to stay faithful as well as loyal to your wife, to your spouse, to your significant other. If you feel like that's the one, then beloved, roll the dice and keep faith alive. All right. So boom, back to the video. So with that being said, she now has a $15,000 loan. Now I'll probably do a part two on what we did with the latter part of that 15,000, i.e. the what's that $9,000, right? $9,000 we did whatever we did with it, right? Now she has $6,000 left, which is why you see the $6,000 MCU. So what I said was, listen, check this out. Because watch this. Every time we get paid, we have to pay off the loans, right? So now I said, you know what? We did what we had to do with the $9,000. You have $6,000 left. So now what I want you to do is keep the $6,000 off to the side, right? And what are we going to do? We're going to pay off the three loans that we have over the course of the next 5 months. So that way we don't even have to take it out of our check, right? We are simply paying off our other loans with your loan in addition to your loan, which is why I did what? The 6,000 I over the next 3 months. Sorry, 5 months. This month, that's her loan, my loan, my loan. Her loan, my loan, my loan, her. You get the picture. So we're not worrying about a loan being paid until next year. Do you see what I just did there? Again, it's all a game at the end of the day, and thus think of chess even. You're just steady moving the pieces. That's all finance, budgeting, investing, etc. You're moving the pieces. Now, granted, throughout the course of moving the pieces, it comes with a great deal of knowledge, education, study, focus, etc. Right? You always have to do your due diligence. But again, if you overstand the system, if you overstand partnership, right? The camaraderie, the barter system that you and your partner have, the two of you will put all your eggs in one basket and thus diversify, right? In other words, you increase your wins while spreading your losses. You understand what I'm saying? Assets over liabilities. Shout out to Earn Your Leisure. But again, with that being said, we're just gonna take that 6,000 and pay her loan off next month. Well, the month of August, my loan, boom. Do that again, do that again. And you have to ask yourself, the money that we would have been paying on these loans, we're doing what? We're investing into that. So thus, shameless plug, heavy on the investments. We're going to get heavy on the investments the month of what? August, September, October, November, December. So now when the 6,000 runs out, we don't have to focus on the investments because what? We already invested heavily throughout the course of these months. You see what I'm saying? Now that money that we invested is working overtime. So now we pull back a tad bit on the investing and what we focus on the liabilities. You see what I'm saying? You just have to keep going. Again, it's a game, back and forth, forth and back. Thank you for watching that video. I hope it made sense. If you have any questions, please put it in the comment section. Health is wealth. In order to continue to thrive, you want to treat your body as right as possible so that your mental can steer you in the right direction. Heavy on the investments.